The Money Buys Happiness merch is live right now on mbhtv.com. Brand new release. We got the shirts, we got the shorts, and we got the speed shades, baby. Interchangeable lenses, blue, red. We're going fast.
With every piece of merch purchased, you are entered in to win $5,000, all right? Buy as many pieces as you want, and you will be entered in to win. When's that ending?
July 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we will announce the winner of the $5,000 cash. mbhtv.com. Pop in, cop some merch, show love for the boys. Let's get into this episode.
Taking history from Russia to the United States. Meet Denis Smykalov. He's closed $500 million in real estate in the past couple of years. He made history by completing one of Miami's first cryptocurrency transactions in a real estate deal.
So hold on a second, before we go forward, you said you have a client who's spent $10 million with you, but you've never met in person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right now we have clients bought for 5 million also.
Most underrated area in Miami to purchase real estate.
Welcome back to the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness. Before we get into it, guys, you know what to do. Leave us a comment, like this video if you find some value, and of course, subscribe to the channel.
Please.
Okay?
I think it's something like 60% of our viewers are not subscribed.
Isn't that crazy?
Sad world.
Guys, come on. We're on Snapchat. Follow us on Snapchat. 150,000 followers there. We just hit that. Exclusive content, so you know what to do. And merch will be out. Actually, no, when this is out,
Merch is out.
merch is out. Merch is out. You guys know what to do.
MBHTV.com.
Purchase a piece of merch, potentially win $5,000. How nice is that?
It's not bad. I might buy all the merch then.
All right, so who's in the room with us today, bro?
All right, guys. Today we have a powerhouse in Miami real estate with over 500 million in transactions. Our guest was one of the first in Miami to make a cryptocurrency transaction in real estate. Denis, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys.
How's it
Thanks
going?
for coming.
Doing great. By the way, how much is the total amount of merch if I buy all of it? Maybe it's 4,000 and I have a...
We were trying to do some math. We're like, wait, someo's going to buy enough just to win, right? Like just even if they win 1,000.
There's a documentary about Pepsi or something. It was on Netflix. When you can
It was the jet,
win.
right?
Exactly, jet.
Oh, I saw that.
Group of guys, they were kind of creating something like that.
No, we did the math. We did the math. We should be okay.
For anyone that might not know you or what you do, I know
There's a
you,
lot of people who doesn't know.
Of course,
but I'm working
But
on
this is
it.
why we're doing it, right?
I'm
This is why
working
we're
on
here
it,
today. You got a super impressive background, very knowledgeable in real estate. I think a lot of people are going to get value from this episode.
I hope so.
A lot of our audience is Canadian too. There's a good portion, and they want to move here, right? So,
Guys, welcome. Welcome.
right? So maybe a little brief introduction on who you are,
Sure.
how you got here today, and we'll get right into it.
Originally, I'm from Russia, since I have that accent. Just a little bit. Originally from Russia. I moved here when I was 20, just by myself pretty much. It was a program called Work and Travel when you come here for summertime and you work and then you go back to your country.
Okay.
That's what I didn't do. I came here and I stayed.
and what made you want to stay?
Look, I guess it's yesterday I was talking to someone. I said a little bit of stupidity, because when you're 20, you're not, you just make decision without even thinking. Okay,
Of course.
But it's a good way, of making decisions sometimes when you're 20.
Impulse decisions. Yeah.
Exactly, impulse. And then also I wanted to prove something. I'm looking back, and that's my thoughts now, to prove something to my father. First that I can do something, because when you live in your environment, right? When you for example, 20 in my case, and when everything around you, your family, your friends, like everything.
Yeah.
But when you go somewhere else, you pretty much like don't know anything, don't know anyone. There's you have two options. One is just I guess grind and do something, and other options just to go back home.
Of course.
But I decided to stay, and thank God.
Yeah, you definitely don't
Thanks,
regret that,
universe.
right?
Yeah.
When you first got here, what were you doing work-wise? And did you come directly to Miami, or did you go somewhere else first?
No, I came to New York for a couple of months.
Okay.
Stay there. My friends who have been there, they moved back to Russia, and I decided, okay, I want to stay here. I called my friend Igor. He used to live in North Carolina, Outer Banks, small chain of islands on the ocean side. Yes. And I asked, look, I'm thinking to stay. Tell me something. He's like, you know, I have a place to stay. We're gonna find a work, and there's a lot of girls in here.
There you
I'm
go.
like, okay, done
Sign
deal.
me up.
You know?
Sign
Yeah.
me up, right?
I bought a ticket for Greyhound, and I just went there, and I
Yeah,
stayed for a year.
Yeah.
It was good experience. Good experience in the summertime. Perfect place for when you're 20. And then winter came. It was a bit slow. Not a bit. It was a lot slow because it's no season, small town. And I've heard a couple of times about Miami. It's a big city, right? Winters are warm in here. I guess it was one of the check marks for me.
Yeah.
Warm? Okay.
Yep.
And I decided to go here. I bought my first car. Igor, my friend he's from my hometown, by the way. Now he's my client. And
Cool.
and yesterday I also mentioned that I spoke to him. He has his 911 Turbo S here. He lives in Chicago. He has a couple of apartments here, you know.
Living the
back
dream.
Back then we started like working different jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way different. And it's good experience.
Of
for
course,
sure.
of course.
Because that's what helped me to be here, you know. I didn't speak English. Of course, I didn't know anything. I tried moving, construction, Papa John's. I know how to flip pizzas. Since you guys Italian, so we can compete. Let's see who can do it better. And like a lot of like Taco Bell, Burger King, a lot of different.
Yeah. And this
retail
was helping
stores.
you learn the language, though.
For sure,
right?
Yeah.
And okay, so coming from Russia, it's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
So what were some things that you noticed off the bat, maybe the first couple of years being here, that was like, this is very different than Russia, or this is very different? What are some things?
A couple of things. People, first of all, they smile to you, you know. You know, it's slightly different. First time I remember when I was here for a few years and I things got not moved. I went back to Russia for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
My friends told me, look, just probably you don't remember already, but don't smile too much, you know. Especially I'm from small town, not too small, 500,000 people, but still not from capital.
Yeah.
And people don't smile that often. If you smile to someone that you don't know, they take it as like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah. You laughing at me or something?
like laughing, yeah. What do you want? You know, you want to get your ass kicked or something? You know, or what are you thinking? Something maybe you want to like hide behind your kind of back.
Yeah.
That's how it is in
Yeah.
Russia. But here people smile, or you know, especially in a small city, North Carolina, they say hi. You drive on the street or you just walk. You know, they hey hi, hey.
Yeah.
You know, it was different.
True.
It was different.
And in terms of like, let's say money making opportunities,
Yeah.
how would you compare Russia to here?
Um,
Like, were you
I
able
would say
to
like compare the cities, right? If we're talking, when
Yeah.
I was 20 when I moved here, I didn't have that much
True.
opportunity or chances to make money there.
Okay.
I used to work at computer club, but it was more as a hobby, I would say.
True.
But what I see right now when I'm talking to my friends, clients from Russia, compare if you say Moscow or large cities to Miami or New York, right? There, you can make money quicker, right? In the large cities. But the thing is, it's a different game.
Okay.
Why a lot of people buy real estate in the different countries, not in Russia or Latin America, Brazil, or some other countries where you can be, anything can be happen to you, right? Your business can be taken away. I remember one time we had a guy, he was looking for houses around 10 to 12 million, Hibiscus Island and some islands. And when we were talking to him, he was a bit kind of, how to say that, not open to us. You know, he's asking questions we never heard. He said, look, is that house has a metal door? And we're like, okay. And we did more research. We usually do research on every client, like really good research. We find what businesses they own, like everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And so we found out guy was from Ecuador or somewhere, and he was kidnapped in his lifetime. That's why he was too, you know, like suspicious about everything, and he wanted to have a house on a gated community with a like metal door.
Yes.
And that's reality in like Russian-speaking countries. I'm not saying it happens like every day, but you're not protected. That's why people, when they make money, to answer your question, is quicker in some of the countries, but there is more risk, right? I guess it's always like that. When you can make money quicker, but there is more risk involved.
Of course.
When you moved here, did you speak English at all?
No, man. Actually, I study English in the school.
Yeah.
But I'm looking back. Teacher who taught me English. She's never been anywhere except like my town, pretty much, not even another country. And
Yeah.
it's and plus, I've been attending classes, but I didn't speak English. I thought I did, but when I came here, especially to North Carolina, the accent they have there.
Of course. Yeah.
What you look at the person, mouth is opening, but you don't understand, right?
Interesting.
funny.
I'm just curious because you speak pretty good. You speak pretty good English. Obviously, you've been here for a while now.
Yeah.
How'd you learn? Was it just from interacting with people, the jobs and stuff, or?
Yeah, just from the streets,
Yeah.
I guess for everyone who wants to learn English, the best advice would be just find first job, right? If you're working with not for yourself, but with someone else, find a job where everybody speaks English. My first year when I used to be in North Carolina, I used to live at the house with the Russian-speaking guys from Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan. So everybody spoke Russian.
Yes.
And at job also there was a couple of guys they speak English. Russian. But then after I guess since I moved here, when I moved to Miami, then I was working at the different jobs. There was no Russian speaking, and then it started to picking up much quicker.
Fair.
Yeah, just environment around you.
Yeah, of
helps
course.
a lot.
So when does real estate start for you? Like when do you get the idea that that's the industry you want to be in?
12 years ago, in 2012.
Okay.
When I was working at a restaurant thank you very much for the experience. It was a Mr. Chow restaurant in Miami Beach.
Okay.
I used to work there for a couple of years, and it was my last job when I was working for someone else. And it was, when I like a podcast, when you're talking about and when questions being asked, it puts yourself to that, I would say, part of your life. And you're like, wow.
You're in that
you
moment.
think- yeah, think about it again,
I love
you know?
it. This is the best part about podcast.
Of course.
So, and it's been a couple of years there. I've been working, and then at the beginning I liked that, but then I was kind of burnt. I was not happy about, I would say, job, right? Okay. And I've heard from a couple of my colleagues about real estate. One of them said the real estate is booming, prices is going up. I guess, as always, when the prices is going up, everybody's talking about real estate. Same as a crypto, right?
Of course.
And another person said his auntie also in real estate. She's making good money. I remember he said she did operation or something. And I said, look, can I talk to her? Because I want to get information,
Of course.
And that's a couple of times I heard about real estate.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard to get into business. You need to just get a course, 63 hours. You pass exam. That's what I did. But I passed from, I don't know, I tried like 5 to 7 times. Wow. Yeah, because it's a different way of doing tests first. In Russia, we don't have those. When you do exam or something, it's a different system.
Okay.
Here you have to do test. Plus, it's a different language. Even if I knew English back then, it's different since it's a business, more about real estate. But I did pass it after a few tries. And since day one, I started, and I've been doing it like full time.
Yeah. So you didn't have much experience. You just went into it.
No, zero.
And then did you have some sort of mentorship, or did you have someone maybe that was in the industry that you could ask questions to, or model your journey after?
Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. No.
Yeah, no.
I guess unfortunately, because when you have someone who can help you, right, to mentor you, to help you cut the corners, right, you don't have to like do something for like a year, right, when you can do it within a month, for example. But no, I started myself, and I was under another broker.
Okay.
And the guy had a concept. It's pretty much a flat fee. You just pay $500 for transaction, but there is no support, like zero. Okay. And I was on my own.
And you were getting your own leads, or they're giving you the lead?
Yeah, I was getting my own leads. But you know what I did? You have to be a little creative. Back then, Zillow is not as big as now, right? Yeah. And when you put something on a Zillow, for example, also back then, you can advertise anyone's listings. Right now, you have to get approval from someone else, and then you can advertise it.
Well, that's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah, it is.
So were you kind of, in that sense, you were using other people's listing?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. And then what? So if you get traction on a listing, then you call them the main agent.
Yeah. I just call that agent.
Commission.
I don't have to call him or her, because that property can be rented. My first year, I was doing just rentals.
Okay.
I started with the rentals, and I did pretty good, like around 60,000 my first year.
Nice.
A lot of transactions, and what I was doing, putting on on Zillow rental listings, for example, on the icon, right? I put your unit is, let's put icon like 5001, right?
Okay.
And on the Zillow, you can put 5001, and then you can do like 485 Brickell Avenue, AA 5001,
Okay.
or BB 5001. I created multiple listings pretty much. Yeah. I had back then 2 phones, and both of them, when you scroll down end of the day,
Yeah.
I didn't see beginning of the day when the call started.
Okay.
Like, I've been getting literally hundreds of calls.
Yeah. So your career pretty much picked off pretty quickly.
Picked up quickly, yeah,
Fast,
for sure.
eh?
I've been doing like 5-6 rental transactions since, I guess, first couple of weeks.
How did you figure that out though?
I don't know,
Because I
man.
think that's important. Like I think that people need to understand whether it's real estate or any other business. Like you said at the beginning, you got to be creative
Yeah.
in terms of how you're going to get your clients.
Yeah.
Right. When you have no portfolio and you don't have the word of mouth, people saying, "Oh, Dennis is great, use him." How are you going to get those first clients? Like, so I'm curious to understand the mindset and also how you actually figured that out in terms of going on Zillow and making the multiple listings and realizing these things. It's important for people to understand.
For sure, I agree with you. I tried Craigslist first.
Okay.
So Craigslist, and then I always Google. Look, I Google everything.
Yeah.
Google is a pretty good tool if you use it properly.
Yep.
I think the ability to ask correct questions in general, like to Google or to someone else, right? It's a good feature that we have if it's built in, right?
Yeah.
Because I have a daughter. She's 20 months now, and she not asking too much questions, but she's asking with the body language, right?
Yeah.
I guess once she start talking, oh my god, she's gonna ask a lot of questions. And once we get older, most of the people, they kind of forget about it. You have to ask the universe questions, right?
Yeah.
What is this? What is that? And try things, right? That's what I did. I was asking Google first, right? Questions. What is the websites where you can advertise? So I searched through different blogs. I found, okay, you can put on Craigslist, on Zillow, different platforms. And then I've been posting myself from 7. I used to wake up at 6:30 or 6 a.m. And then from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. for 5 hours. First, I did Craigslist. 12 ads per hour, 60 ads a day, and 5 days a week. So I had 300 ads.
Oh my God.
And I heard also it's a numbers game, right? When I start posting, I got some calls. I realized, okay, I need to
Yeah.
increase it.
Post more, yeah.
Yeah. And then after some time, I found a guy in India. His name was Raj. Yeah. Pretty common Indian name, by the way.
Yeah.
I just realized that. But yeah, Raj, cool guy. But, he was not, how to say that? He's been making mistakes, right? He's been working with me for some time, helping. But then I found another person, and that's how I leverage and I gave the task to someone else.
Of course.
And yeah.
So you started passing off your work. You started
Yeah.
to build a team pretty much
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
And how deep into, was that the first year, second year?
It was first year. Yeah,
Wow.
it was first year.
So you already started investing in a team at that point.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
important because a lot of people, and I'm sure you see this too, real estate in any business, they'll try to do everything themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to do it. But you got to have that trust to do it. So for you to do it in the first year.
My how to say that, view of the world, you have to have a trust to the world in general, right?
Yeah.
Not to be afraid that, I don't know, someone is going to steal from you, like your business, this and that. I have that kind of inside of me,
Yeah.
right? And when you hire people, if they will go somewhere else, I guess it is what it is.
Yeah.
As of now, I have great team. I really appreciate everyone, guys. If you're going to watch it, I really appreciate you. Because honestly, I really love them. Because some of the guys, they've been with me for 6 years.
Wow.
They are not in Miami, a lot of them, and they do what they like. Some of, for example, Yana, she's been in contact with you. She's in Belarus.
Wow.
She's so efficient.
Yeah.
And she enjoys what she does. This most important part. If you at what you're passionate about, right, then I don't have to manage you that much. I can trust you, right? I can rely on you. And if you're not happy with me about something, I always open for conversation with my team, right? About, I don't know, increase of the salary or anything. I'm always open. But if you burn out, I cannot keep someone and say, hey, everything's going to be good. Just stay with me, please. You know, we all have different.
Yeah, some people aren't built for it.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
I think something that's pretty important too, and we like to talk about this, is when you're building that team, right? You got to have the processes in place for them, because at the end of the day, a lot of times what we've heard before from, you know, just our friends and people who have businesses is, you know, I hired this person and yeah, they're not doing a good job, so we fired them. And a lot of times I like to say, well, did you give them the right tools to do the job right? So like you're saying, Yana, she's in Belarus, but which is fine and can work perfectly if her processes are built out properly for her to do the job correctly. Right. So I want to talk about the processes and understanding your idea and how you were able to put the processes together for you know, especially for employees that are overseas, because that's a big thing now. Everyone's saying, hey, obviously pay someone in Miami $25 an hour, pay somebody in Belarus, Albania, wherever, $10, $15 an hour, right? Which, by the way, guys, that's very normal and that's good pay for them there. The cost of living is way cheaper. So I want to understand, for you, what was your mindset and how are you able to build the processes to actually put a team together that isn't based in Miami, that is based, you know, overseas?
First of all, I started, it was, you know, I'll tell you a little bit background how it happened.
Sure.
In 2014, I got my broker's license. I started hiring agents here. I opened office in Sunny Isles. Okay. And then after a couple of years, I had 65 agents in my brokerage.
Nice.
But the thing is, those people, they're not everyone excited and passionate about what do you do as me personally, right? And then at one point, after a few years, like 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, they didn't bring enough money to cover expenses, office, assistant, and all of that. So I decided to close the office, retail location, and move everything virtually. Okay. So I found, I started working on my personal brand. It's been 6 or 7 years ago already. I got Alina. She's been helping me. First, I found one company who was doing like social media, working with Instagram, posting and all of that. Okay. And she's been working there, and then she left. I found out her contact. I called her. I said, look, you want to work with me just full time? And she said, yes. She's still with me. Amazing. And that's how I started. Then Alexa, she helped me with the clients. She's great, you know. Yeah. Both of them great. All of my guys great. But they've been with me for like 6 years, 6-ish something. And what I want to say that I didn't just look for someone to save on money, right? To pay less. It was not just the one priority. Of course, it's one of the reasons why you look for people out of country. Of course. But there's a few things. One is you can save on money, right? And also I will add a note what you just mentioned. It doesn't mean those people, if you pay them twice less than here, then they're not making enough money in Russia or wherever it is. They make a good money there, right? Yeah. So it's one thing. Second, they're motivated more, because sometimes here people in Miami, I'm not talking about different parts of the world, they are not motivated here. Because you have, look at this view, right? Oh, there's a boat, yacht with the girls on it, right? Tequila, okay. The whole combo. Guys, let's wrap it up. So that's how it's Miami. Someone calls you on Wednesday, on Monday, hey, I'm in Miami, I rent a boat, let's go party and this and that. So it's harder to find motivated guys. So it's the second thing. Third, you have to find a passionate person. If they like what they do, you don't have to micromanage them, right? They just work, you know. And everyone in my team, they really work hard. Like Yana.
She kills it. If I emailed her, she emailed me right back right now.
Yesterday I was at 7 p.m. on live, and she 10 minutes to 7. Dennis, like blah blah blah, tick. Like Yana.
And she's ahead the time too.
She's 7 hours difference. She's always on time. And she won a green card, by the way. Hopefully she will be here soon.
Amazing.
You know?
Congratulations to her.
Yeah, I'm happy for her, and I'm always happy to have anyone from my team who wants to move here. Yes. Because it's also, you know, good for me. It's important. if they've been with the company for a long time and they decide to move here, for example. Or I have Alexa, she's helping me on the sales side.
Yeah.
She makes enough money to spend a couple of months now. By the way, she's in Italy now, in the Tuscany.
Amazing. Living the dream.
She was in Mauritius like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Yeah.
My guys. So to find guys who's passionate about what they do, they're gonna work. They're gonna work. You're gonna have to like ask them, hey, do this, do that. Of course, there is certain things for new guys when they just join. We tell them what to do, like KPIs and all of that stuff. Yeah. But if they are not working hard enough, if they are on schedule 9 to 5, it's not gonna work. It's nothing wrong with them. We always say, look, there is nothing wrong about it. It's just we work in a different pace, and if you're not going to keep up, it's going to be obvious shortly, within a week.
Of course. And in terms of, let's say, you're mentioning all these employees that, 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
They're loving their job. They're making good money. What are some other things that, maybe you implement as a leader that allows these, employees to want to stick around? They buy into your vision, right?
Yeah.
So what are some things that, you think you've implemented with your team? Because a lot of people have that trouble. They say, okay, well, I can't keep my employees. I pay them as much as they want. They work whenever they want, and they still don't want to buy into my vision. So did you ever come across that? And how did you kind of get through that obstacle?
I think so. First, it's trust, right? Because you're not just keep those people as, hey, you're an employee, you're nothing here, right? Yeah. I'm a boss. Mm-hmm. I've never had that, mentality, I would say. Of course, sometimes I'm harsh, but because you cannot be soft, especially in my business. I'm in real estate.
Of course.
You have so many sharks in there.
Yep.
But you have to have that trust with your employees. The one thing. Yeah. Second thing, for example, Alexa, she's been, when I started digital marketing, maybe 5 years ago or something, 6 years ago. Yeah, probably 6 years ago. I was at the point of career when I was spending money on everything. I mean, like clubs, restaurants. No, I'm just kidding. on marketing, right? On salaries and all of that. But I was not making money like month after month.
Yeah.
I was going like debt, like business loans and all of that. And I was not in a great part of my career. Yeah. But I still was kind of pushing it. I was saying, look, I'm gonna go through it. Yeah. I'm not going to stop. Even the guys that start with me digital marketing, they said, look, we're going to provide you leads and everything. After like a year, they said, sorry, this is not working. Wow. Yeah, I found someone else. I figure out. With my team as well, I kind of sticked with it. Yeah. And I think it's also one of the, I would say, parts of the business where in the good times you're with your employees and they with you as well. Bad times as well, because you keep to your words, right? Yeah. And they see you, like if there's a bad time, you're gonna do something, not just relax or wait for something or blame something, Yeah. Plus we have, for example, with Alexa, with Lena, we have discussion, conversations, not nice ones sometimes. Yeah. And that's what you should have. Because if there's always something nice when there's a startup, everybody's excited, like, oh, so cool. Of course, it's a good mood. It's a great time. Yeah. But when bad times comes, this is the time when everybody's going to prove themselves. And if you know how to work with each other in the bad times, then it's going to be easier for you, because you can talk, okay, you don't like this, I don't like this, let's work it out, right? Mm-hmm. We work it out, let's move forward, right? Yeah. Because we're in the long run. I also tell all my guys, look, I'm not the first, by the way, those that we just hired, we also say, look guys, we're not looking to work with you for a year or 2 years. If you want to have it as a career, you can make more money with this company, you can grow if you grow yourself, right? Because people, they need to grow. Some people, they stick, they want to learn anything, right? I have every good team. Even my Eugene videographer, he's in Kiev, Zhenya. Hey Denis, he just sent me messages with some kind of advices, tips. It's not his not his field, for example, but he still helped.
He's trying.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
like to see it in my guys.
Of course, people going above and beyond.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in real estate too, I mean, this is something we've noticed too, because we have a marketing agency back home as well in Toronto. That's how we started. And I feel like in real estate, when you have agents under you, for example, sometimes there comes a point where they look up at you and they say, well, I can do what Dennis is doing.
Yeah.
Why don't I just go leave and I'll just do what Dennis is doing? Do you ever come across that? I feel like in real estate it happens a lot.
Maybe, but it was when I had agents, like 65 agents back then, it was different because I had just agents working under my brokerage, under my
Yes.
license.
Yes.
And then when I start building just my team, so I have my team pretty much right now. We are working as a one, right? And for us, we have I have guys who help me with the digital marketing. There is 3 people there.
Okay.
I have a social media. I have 4 guys there, editing videos. Lina, Said, Yana. So 4 people working just there. I have showings agent. I have listing agents. I have who's else? I have guys who works with leads to pre-qualify them.
Okay.
I have guys who work with the clients. For example, today we're going to have a showing at 1428 and Mandarin. Guy looking around 4 or 5 million to buy new development, investment. He got his inquiry. We got his inquiry a year ago, in March 2023. So we stick with him for a year.
Wow.
We're patient enough, it's been a year, and today we're gonna show him.
Yeah.
So one of guys working with them till he's ready to see, and then Dennis, he's gonna show him properties.
Okay.
Then we have transaction coordinator. She's in Mexico. I have Mark. He's in the Philippines. He help with the data when we need to search about someone, to do some research about client, and so everyone does their part of the job in the whole process, right? I guess like when there's agents, they do everything for themselves.
True.
They can do it, right? But if you wanna, I guess, to be at a certain level of sales, you still need assistants. You need a team.
Yes.
You can call it whatever you want. You can just call everybody's assistant, or you can call your team. It's like way of looking at things.
So I want to talk about some transactions, because obviously you've done some pretty hefty transactions in terms of the amounts and some crypto stuff, which we'll get into. But what was your first, I want to start here. What was the first big transaction you did where you said, okay, like this is real now, right? Because you were saying like you started with the rental stuff and whatnot. When did that first big transaction come? What was it, if you remember what it was? And I'm curious about it, because I want to transition into, obviously now that you're more in the luxury side of things, I want to know what was the first big one.
I would say it was 2 of them.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah. One was my first sale. After 1 year, I sold my my first property, right? And it was Porto Bellagio, Unit 2402, 17150, the address, and the Sunny House, and 17150 North Bay Road, Unit 2402, and it was 300,000, even. It was my first transaction. When you do rentals and you make 700,000, 1,500 per transaction, and then there's 9,000 commission, and you're like, wow, that's big.
Yeah.
And you remember it. And then it was the second one 3 years ago. It was a house for a friend of mine. Now he's a friend of mine. But back then we just met pretty much recently. It was a house at Hibiscus Island.
Okay.
He was, then after that, after some time, I'm saying hi to you, my friend. After that time, he mentioned to me, he didn't really have a goal to buy something. He was just on vacation here. And we met accidentally at one of the events. I was introduced by common friends. And then we decided he invited me to go for a ride on a boat, on a yacht, to see some properties around like islands. And he decided to get a house, to see some houses on islands. So I started looking what's available on the market. Back then there was not many options, unfortunately, up to like 30 million in budget. Wow. And then there was a house, just a box pretty much. It's not finished yet. I called Louis Bosch. He's a developer here. He was building that house. I called him. I asked if it's for sale or not. of course, I did a lot of other things to find that house prior. So, and when I called him, he said, look, accidentally, owner passed away and his kids considering to sell it. Like I called him right moment, and someone else was bidding on the house in the same time, and we got it for 19 million. And this was kind of also big jump, you know.
Of course, from rentals to that.
But it was few years. It took some time, of course, to making this transaction.
Of course. So maybe even speak on that, like, because that was a new experience for you, right? Something of that volume.
Yeah, for sure.
What goes into a purchase like that? Like, what goes into it in terms of the processes and what you have to do to make it happen?
I would say everything that I was doing prior to that, you have to be professional. It's just, if you want to do it, how to say that, consistently right now. And I've been taking real estate as a business all the time, not just a hobby, when you sell one house. Or, for example, when I hear people, they like sold house for 10 million. Okay, now I'm going to take a vacation. No. Now I'm going to work, Now I just started.
Of course.
And you have to, I guess, from my experience, right? You have to do everything that you've been doing prior to that. Trust with the client.
Yeah.
If you say something, you have to do it. If you kind of to be on point, to make sure you show your experience and everything. I really appreciate, by the way, trust from the client as well, that he gave it to me. And I guess it's more about
why do you think he was so open to trust you that quickly?
It's hard for me to say as of now. Because I guess it's hard. After
I think as I think this is anywhere in business, and we say this all the time. If someone likes you, that's it. This is number one. Doesn't matter really, like, because we say it all the time. Like, you can be. There's probably the best real estate agent right now out there, right out here. But if no one knows them, doesn't matter. They can be the best, right? Because someone's going to come along like yourself, who maybe you're not as good as them. And I'm not saying you're not. But just someone likes you. People like you. People like to be around you. They feel good energy. Do you notice that as well with your clients?
Of course. It's the likability, right? When you meet someone in person, it creates that trust, right? Or there is no trust, for example. And especially if you experience in real estate and the sales and your profession, right? They see, okay, this is someone I like that person. Second, I can trust that person with a transaction to buy something like that.
And if the trust works that one time, you kind of have them forever after that. There's no reason for them not to trust you after that,
Look, I would say not the first. I would say like kind of suggestion, right, for agents, for people, whoever works with in sales. You have to show people that you're not just here just to make money. It's my experience. I'll give you one of the examples. We had it was a funny story, by the way, a little bit. It's involved that client as well who purchased the house. So there was a client who rent first unit at Paraiso. 2-bedroom unit. He paid $72,000 upfront for a year. He said he's waiting for his passport from St. Kitts or something. You can pay like $200 to $250 and you get a passport, like you're resident pretty much. And they told him, the company who sold that passport to him, they told him he can get US visa without problem, right? Unfortunately, he was not able. Once he went to getting his visa, they told him, look, how come you have another nationality, your Russian passport? We have to check something not adding up here. So the property was empty for, like, for example, a few weeks, month. Alexa, she's, as I mentioned about her, she said, look, we have to do something. Let's rent it out. Let's find someone because it's empty. I kind of feel sorry about that guy. And we told them, look, probably it's not a good way to secure apartment right now until you get in here. He said, no, I'm going to get it for sure. Okay, like whatever. We told you. And we never met guy, just over the phone, right? And then I spoke to that friend who bought a house, since house was still under construction, all of that. He said, yeah, I'm going to get a place for like 4 months. So he rent that place for 4 months. We called that guy. We said, look, we found someone who's going to rent it out without him tell him about it, right? We offer it. It came
Yeah.
from us.
Okay.
He's like, okay, surprised. You know, it's something that you don't expect,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't make any money from it. I don't know how much we make, $500, $1,000. And then after that, guy, well, I still didn't see him. We didn't meet in person. He bought a unit at St. Regis in Sunny Isles, 1428 here, Cipriani. He spent like 10 million with us. We never met the guy.
Wow.
Because we show him, look, we're not just about money, you know. And I always try to tell my clients, I'm not here for one transaction.
Yeah.
I have one guy, he's interesting guy, I'll put it that way. He was looking to buy whole floor at the St. Regis, and the half floor, it's almost 15,000 square feet. It's almost $38 million. Wow. And he was thinking if he needed it or not, because he's not sure if he is going to use it maybe for his kids. And I told him, look, maybe like smaller units you buy, you keep it. And also I told him, I don't care if you buy it right now or not. I really don't care. Yeah. You just think for yourself, what are you going to do with it, right? I'm here with you for a long run, right? You have to understand that. And I try to always mention that to clients, make sure they feel comfortable and they do understand that.
Of course.
So hold on a second. Before we go forward, I want to just confirm something for people listening. You said you have a client who's spent $10 million with you that you've never met in person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Right now we have clients, unit at Bentley he bought for $5 million. Also, we didn't see him. Then after that he came and we saw him in person.
Sure.
Another Cipriani for $2 million. Yeah, $2 million. Also, yeah, it happened often with us.
I guess I want to make like a note of that because that to me says two things. A, it says that you and your team are doing a great job of creating your brand online, and that's building trust on one side of things. And then, like you mentioned about going above and beyond and doing things that the clients aren't asking for, but you know, like, hey, for a little bit more work that my team has to do, I can build so much trust with this person. Look what could come out of it. Yeah. Right. So like it's those two things that, and we say this all the time, like the personal brand and it is so important nowadays. And that's a perfect example of it. $10 million spent with you, never met you in person. People, and then there's people who don't believe that they need to have a social media presence. Let's say they have a restaurant or any kind of business and they don't think they need social media. But then you tell me this. Yeah.
No, for sure you need social media, especially in my business. Right?
Of course.
And I just remember one story. I had my first, and hopefully not the last time, but it was not a great experience, coach. I had a guy like 4 years ago probably, prior to pandemic happened. Local guy, he's trying to advertise himself everywhere. And when I met with him a couple of times, he like a real estate coach. I tried, and one of the conversation he told me, I said, look, I've done transaction once, maybe twice prior to that, without even seeing people. It happened with me actually the first time 10 years ago. Okay. And he said, look, this is impossible. It's like not happening, blah, blah, blah. It's just not statistics. And also guy told me, we were talking about 5 million purchase or something like that. I don't remember number, but he said, look, you have to kind of look at something that is real. You know, this is something unreal when you trying to sell online without even seeing people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking back, I'm thinking, you are a coach, you know?
Yeah.
Man, seriously, if you coaching someone, don't be blindsided in your small box, you know?
Close-minded.
Yeah, close-minded.
You can't do that. Well, I think you know what's happened over the past, let's say, 20 years, and we've seen it again too. There's agents that, let's say, you know, they've been in real estate since 1990. Yeah. You know, and because sometimes it's hard for them to accept reality.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you can get a $10 million listing through a DM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For someone that might be, you know, 50, 60 years old, that's used to door knocking and stuff like that, they don't even want to accept that.
Yep.
So for them, I look at that as like another aspect of like misery loves company. they don't even want you to find out if that's possible. They want to keep you in that box, right? So it was good that you were open-minded at that time. But yeah, we see it a lot too. There's a lot of people that are against it and they're more traditional. But again, then we meet people like you, and we've met many real estate agents, young guys too, and they're making all their money through social media and their brand, right? Yeah. So that just goes to show if especially in something like real estate, very saturated, so many agents, right? You have to stick out, right? So even going back to it, when you said one of the first things you spent money on was your digital marketing, that already says a lot about where your headspace was at, because a lot of other people, they get that first deal or they make that extra $5,000 a month. Instead of hiring someone or working on their brand, they get an Audi. Yeah, you know. So it's like
I had BMW.
No,
I was there, but
listen, we're the first guys to say that stuff is important too, especially your industry where you want to impress people, right? But to invest in yourself at that point is super important, man. So I think you did a great job.
I want to add to that though, because you're mentioning about the coach saying, like, first of all, don't coach somebody when you have a small mindset. Like that's you're in the wrong profession. That's the first thing I'll say. But in terms of being able to see a bigger vision and understand that there are these massive opportunities, I think, at least for us coming from Toronto, being here now, Miami really gives you that. Miami can really shows you that like anything's possible. Yeah. You know, there's guys in their early 20s that are driving Rolls Royces and whatever business they're in, if it's crypto, if it's real estate, if it's this, it's that. You come here and for me, some people might say, listen, they see that and it's too much for them. You know, I want to go home. I want to go back to where everybody's on the same level. For us, we like Miami for that reason, because it pushes you like harder, right? You go, fuck, like this guy's 25 years old. He has 2 Rolls Royces. He's living, on Toledo, the massive. You're like, what the hell? Like, so I want to know. I mean, you were here, as you said, since 2006, 2007.
Miami.
You've obviously seen a big growth. Was Miami still like that back then? And what do you think about the way the city, the vibe that it gives off in terms of business and pushing yourself?
It was a large city as well, right? It was a big city, but it changed a lot last 4 years since the pandemic, right? Yeah. A lot of guys like you, for example, bright minds moved from different type of businesses, professions, right? And that's what I like about Miami. Lately, it's not just about vacation type of mood. Yeah. There's a lot of guys moved from New York, California, different countries, different states, and that's I think my kind of not vision, opinion. It's just a beginning still. Yeah. Because I see people staying. That's the most important part. Yeah. Yes. Also, it's not just you came here and you're like, okay, no, of course, some of the people, they do go back because of the way they work for Facebook or something. They expect that they can do work from home or something like that. But a lot of guys, they do stay.
Yeah. And I'm curious, there's at least from what we've seen, there's a pretty big Russian community here. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's a decent amount of your clientele. Yeah. I'm curious, like, do you see that? Do you agree?
Yeah, there's a lot of Russians.
And why do you think they come to Miami? What do you think the reason is? Because I think they're everywhere. I see a Russian, and don't get me wrong, they all are nice and fit. They got nice cars. Like they're looking. Yeah, like it's a good community of people coming.
Yeah, look. By the way, I will add on the social media. I just remember I had 2 viewers, right? One message from a guy saying, I want to buy a unit at Bentley at, what do you call it, at Instagram. Guy been following me for some time, and he saw I'm the one who is doing business in this, I would say, type of properties. He bought a unit, and his cousin bought 2 more. So 3 units just from one.
From a DM.
From the DM. It's
3 units sold from a DM.
It's a 15 million. 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's got to be the most expensive DM.
It's just, to add on a note. Of course. When you have to open up your mind. Right now, I'm in crypto a little bit. And I see there's one guy on crypto Twitter, Crash Clay, I think. Yeah. I follow him and I see the guy. He's with the type of messages he's putting right there. He's probably 18 maybe, no more than 20 for sure. I can see his age between the lines, 18, 17. Now he bought, there's a coin, I'm not going to mention, but he bought 15,000 of it at the beginning when they just launched it like probably after a month. Right now it's worth, I think 15 or 10 million. So he bought like few different coins. It's already thousands X. And he said, I'm going to be the first one who's going to get, I think, 50 million from it.
Wow.
Just from one coin. Young guy, I can see he's a young, like super young.
Well, that's what it is. You see guys like that, right?
Yeah, and just I'm looking at him and I'm okay. Same as, for example, Yana, right, on my team. She's 20 something. I'm not like on the same level in the social media as her, right?
Yeah.
Because there is something new. She's like, okay, she's into it. You know, she can teach me about something that I'm already too old for it. For example.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's important. Like the open-mindedness to say, I'm learning. I'm still learning. Not like I've sold $500 million worth, and now I'm done learning. I don't want to learn anymore.
Yeah.
Right? How many that happens to so many people. Yeah. I think the most important thing is no matter how old you are, no matter how successful you are, to always keep the mindset of I can always learn more, right? And I think now more than ever with social media, the internet, and how fast things move, how can you not want to learn?
For sure.
It's all out there. Like you just said, an 18-year-old on Twitter making $10, $50 million on a crypto coin.
Yep.
Now you could sit there and be like, that's bullshit. Whatever.
Stupid kid.
Or you can sit and say,
my mind tried to tell me something. I'm like,
no.
You know, there's argument like
No.
Yes,
let's
but that's the
research.
thing. But that happens with that same kind of argument happens when you wake up and you go, I need to work out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can also relax today. Those arguments are for every decision you make in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you can never beat your mind in those arguments, you're going to be lazy, unfit. You're not going to be successful in whatever you try. But that's the thing that people just don't understand. It seems like a simple concept, and it is a very simple concept, but it's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Can you beat your mind every day, whether that's to get up and go to the gym, or whether that's to look and say, damn, these kids 20 years younger than me, 10, 15 years younger than me, are doing this, this, and this to make 10 times more than me. Okay, I can learn from them, right? And then there's the ego where it's like, I need to remove my ego to say, this fucking kid. Like, obviously, with what we do here, we interview successful people across everything. And how many guys are younger than us who have made tens of millions of dollars? Yeah. We're not going to sit here and go, whatever. We want to learn from them. Yeah, tell us more, right? And people lose that. I think they either never have it, or when they get successful to whatever successful is for them, whatever that level is for them, they lose the drive to learn, which is sad because that's what keeps you moving. That's what keeps you young. When you want to learn, that's how you stay young. That's how you keep growing, right? Even for you, to build your business now, to build the team, to understand who to hire, you have to learn.
Yep.
It's very simple, right? Yeah. So going back to it, for us, we feel like, and we preach this a lot, like Miami is a place that gives that vibe off. That when we come here, when we land on the plane and we leave the communist country we're from, Canada, and we land in Miami, and we say it just, you step out of the airport, Miami International, and for us at least, there's just an energy like, okay, this city's moving, people are ready to hustle. So I don't know, do you feel the same? I know you've been here for a while, but do you still feel that? Do you feel that the city has that?
I still feel that for sure. Especially in this neighborhoods like a Brickell, Edgewater, downtown.
Yes.
It's more busier, right? For example, if you go to Miami Beach right now, you don't have that many people. You see it's no season, right? But here, no difference. You know, summer, winter, it's moving. And look, to answer your question about the Russian community, there's a lot of Russians in the Sunny House,
Yes,
and a lot of them moving from within the States as well, from New York. They have properties in New York and here as well. And some of them from Russian-speaking countries. Because when you don't speak language, right, it's easier to go to the community where you have stores, pharmacies, restaurants where you can just go and
speak your language.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's
even going back to the DM that was a $15 million DM, right?
Yeah.
Looking at that and the money that you potentially made off that, that was enough to cover all your marketing expenses for how many years?
Yeah, I mean,
right. Looking back, you're like,
hopefully for 1 year,
right?
I mean,
but even one
year, I can increase my marketing. You know,
but even 1 year is still amazing, right? So
no.
you probably
More
looked at that and
year,
said,
for sure.
I'm going to double down on my marketing now if that's how it looks, right?
Yeah.
But I want to get into the crypto sale you made. So you made a crypto sale for 2.5 million.
What is the crypto?
Crypto sale. Yeah, you're a crypto. Come on, you're a crypto master. I was like, wait. You did one of the first crypto sales here in Florida, correct?
I think so. No, there is I know one guy, they did like a really first one.
We had Farbstein. Do you know Farbstein? Ryan?
Yeah, but they were not first.
They were not first.
I know the first one.
Ryan,
was,
bro. Hold on, we gotta tell him. You weren't
Ryan,
first.
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay. We got you out.
No, they did a great job. They did the largest, I think, crypto sale in Miami.
Yeah.
The first one was Stefan Burke.
Okay.
They did probably like 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Okay.
Probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
A while ago. I did like. I can tell you about my experience with the crypto. First time I tried to, by the way, here's the Aston Martin. I tried to pitch Aston Martin if they will accept crypto 7 years ago in a bull run 2018. And they said, come on, seriously.
They said, what's that?
What are you talking about? They didn't say in those words. They said, look, as of now, blah, blah, blah. Of more course. Like a
professional way.
Diplomatic way, right?
Yeah.
But then around 4 years ago, with the FTX and all of that kind of booming, until it's been bankrupt.
Of course.
Then it started picking up, and I started making the crypto sales.
Okay.
And I did multiple sales.
What does that look like? What's the difference between, let's say, selling for crypto versus normal currency?
By the way, my first crypto sale was with the I'm not gonna name your name.
We can beep it too. We can beep it.
It was I didn't see guy in person yet as well. Same thing on Instagram. He DM'd me. He said, "Look, I want to buy real estate. Blah blah." Asked me about crypto. Can we do it with the crypto? This was my first transaction.
Yeah.
What was my answer? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna figure out. Money coming my way, right? Yep. I have to find out how to. Sometimes people ask me, "Do you accept like?" I remember at open house, guys, he said something, do I accept? I said, look, I accept gold, crypto, anything, I'll convert it.
Yeah.
So it was first crypto transaction with that friend of mine. I've never seen him prior to that time when we met in Miami. He DM'd me, he asked, I said, yeah, I can figure out. I found companies. By the way, for a seller, there was no disclosure. It's a crypto transaction because what we did, we convert crypto. I think ask agent. Yeah, it was Lucas Lechuga. Lucas, hi to you. Lucas, if they interested, not interested. I think he said not interested, and we just converted crypto to US dollars. We found company they do conversion.
Okay.
By the way, a friend of mine, Max from Toronto, he's helping me now with that. Nice. Back then, it was a different company.
Cool.
And he's gonna move here as well.
I was gonna say, Max, come on.
He's about to move. He's the one who sent me those videos.
There you go. So he knows.
yeah, he's gonna come here anytime. So we converted from crypto to dollars because for the seller, you still need to use that money after the sale, right?
True.
If you want to buy a car, I don't know, spend somewhere else, maybe buy another real estate, you have to use it because right now crypto is still not that common. Okay. So we converted. FTX also, they were one of the companies who helped with the conversion back then. And so far we did probably around 50 million in transactions in the different buildings. Yeah. St. Regis, Waldorf Astoria, Cipriani, resales. Oh, by the way, we sold one unit here as well.
Beautiful.
And we didn't see those clients as well. Crypto transactions, clients, they were on the Bali at that point. They reach out, they said, look, we want to buy a unit. We can rent it out on a daily basis. We show him, Denis helped them with the search. We show them a unit here in actually in this same tower. They live here, 2-bedroom condo for 1 million something. Yeah. And we help them to buy with the crypto.
So it's not like necessarily the seller gets the crypto.
Yeah. Unless they want it. Unless they're in they understand what is that, and they're like, okay, yeah, I'm cool. Let's send me Bitcoin.
Is it true that that's only been happening in Florida? Like the crypto sales?
I don't think it's true. I've heard about transaction a while ago in Texas, maybe 5-6 years ago.
True.
Something like that. But
yeah, I can imagine Texas.
I think Florida and Miami is more proactive, crypto proactive, because there's a lot of crypto guys as well. And it's a pro-crypto state and as well as the city. That's why it's happened more often.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to ask, do you have an idea of the amount transaction-wise that you've done, never seeing the client in person? Because like you keep telling me more, and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy.
50 million there, is 20 million there.
A rough idea, if you know.
I don't know, like tens of clients.
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, I don't know. But it's not just 5 or 10 for sure. Those, I'm talking about them and then I'm realizing,
Then
okay.
you're realizing.
Yeah, I'm just realizing.
So you would
at
say
that moment.
maybe, you said it, 50 million.
50
in
million
crypto.
total, in the crypto transactions.
Wow.
Yeah.
But-
Like maybe 15 to 20, 25, maybe. Like probably, I honestly, I can count it and say, okay, today like 25, tomorrow
Yeah.
26. But I kind of stop counting after like
After so
20.
many
Because
have
when you do
happened.
first one, second one, you're like kind of proud of yourself. Like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm the first.
And then it's
my
just
first,
business
yeah,
after.
and then you just regular.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
contact you and you're like, yeah, sure, not a problem.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So when did you start your brokerage? Wilson, right? Wilson
Yeah,
Real Estate.
10 years ago in 2014.
Yeah.
November 9, 2014.
And you're the only person that owns it. No
My
partners.
ego is only is only ego that owns it. Yeah, I'm the only one.
You never
I
brought in
opened
a partner or anything?
No, I opened it with the partners.
Okay.
And we opened real estate company and restaurant in Sunny House.
Oh, nice. So you have a restaurant too.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Thanks God.
You used
Not
to.
anymore. Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
tough business.
Yeah, tough business, and we part different ways. They stay with the restaurant, and I decided to stay with the real estate because this was my business.
Of course.
After a few years, and it was a great experience.
Yeah.
But not anymore. No businesses. No businesses. Yes. No restaurants for me.
And then do you guys do business outside of Florida as well for real estate?
Not really. Just as of now, South Florida. I'm
Okay.
thinking about New York maybe because I have sometimes clients asking about New York. But as of now, no. But we'll see.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, maybe in the future.
What would you say? Because a lot of our listeners, they see what we're doing. We're moving down here, and they see we purchased a house too. So a lot of people always ask us like, what's the easiest way to get into this market here in Miami?
You mean as the buyer or as the agent?
As a buyer?
As the buyer.
Like, what would you say is like a
Just
solid?
just give me a call. Guys, it'll be easy. You don't even have to come here.
Right? But even like a solid type of first investment. Obviously, we bought a house. It was a great investment for us, Airbnb, that sort of thing. What would you say for someone that maybe wants to come here from another country? What's the easiest way to get in?
Everybody's different. Depends on their needs, why they buy a house, what type of investment. Because some of the people, they like, okay, I wanna invest, and then we started. Why you want to invest? What you want to buy? Some people they want to spend vacation here, right? Mm-hmm. So they can buy units like here in condo hotels. They can come here once, twice a year, for example, and then can rent it out on their own, give it to third-party property management, or give it back to hotel. There's I don't know if they have it here, but some of the buildings, W on the South Beach, I do have a unit there. You can give it to the building. They manage it for you, exactly. And one of the things, and other people, they just buy and do long-term leases, and they don't touch it at all. Some people, they prefer to buy land and build something maybe in the future. It depends. Everybody has a different visions of what is investment mean for them. Yes. Because someone wants to buy Airbnb and I want return like 10%, I want to build it, and 20%. I want to buy condo hotel unit or something 5%. Wow, it's great. Okay, let's buy it.
True.
They just buy it. They put money in a safe environment, right? With a stable currency, and it's good for them. So everybody's different.
Yeah, true. Okay, we got some. We're gonna do some rapid fire questions. Okay,
let's do it.
Some fun stuff. Okay, I'll start.
Go for it.
Most underrated area in Miami to purchase real estate.
Underrated. I would say underrated and underrated both. Probably little Haiti.
Yeah.
One of them because it's next to Edgewater, still on development, right? People don't look. It's just a mentality of most of the people, right? You want to do business and buy things that you like, and if you go there, it's visually there's a lot of old houses. You don't want to deal with that, right? Unless you are the one personally involved with it. So I think it's one of those. True. North Miami as well, by the way.
True.
North Miami as well.
Okay.
Thanks for saying
Second
that.
one. most overrated area in Miami to purchase real estate?
Overrated. Sheesh. It's hard to say if there's anything overrated, because you can say about islands, right? Venetian islands or some other islands. You cannot call it overrated because people, they buying it for themselves, right? If you have 20 million to spend on a house, good example, as I told you about a friend of mine, house, he paid 19 million, right? It's on a 21,000 lot, 9,000 square feet, and house that was finished, a few houses from there under contract right now. Last price was 34 million, and it's a smaller lot and smaller house, so it's increasing value.
It's Miami. Right? There's no overrated area.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't want to say guys, everything is great, but I don't see anything as overrated. This is the real estate. As long as you don't sell it in a dip, then
you should be okay.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you think you need to go to college to be successful?
No. I don't have education.
Yeah.
So I have only a couple of years of one college, university actually, and 3 years or 2 years, 3 years, and then a half year at the different one. So I was.
So would you say going straight to work like you did is better?
I would say it depends. I cannot. Everyone has a different. Different.
Would you change what you did?
No.
Okay. There's the answer.
Well, then here's the perfect thing. What's the biggest regret you have in your business?
I don't have any regrets, to be honest. It's all that's my life. I'll accept it the way it is. I don't have regrets.
I like it.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I guess interesting. It was advices from my father. I guess it's somewhere brain wired in my head that don't leave anything for tomorrow if you can do it today. And I have that in my head. I always try to finish it today. I think it's a good thing to be able to do.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one quality you think people should have to be successful?
One of the qualities, be on time. One of them. But there's a couple, but one of them in Miami is be on time. Yesterday I came. No, it was day before yesterday. I came for some kind of shooting, and they said, "Look, you 10 minutes early." It's kind of. Are you okay? They were joking, but of course they said, "Look, in Miami it's something different." But when you're on time here, people see it, and if you stay with what you said, I'm coming at 4 p.m. or I send you email at 9 p.m. If you said something and you keep to that, stay with that, then everything is going to be good.
Money or fame?
I would say none of them.
Sorry, but yeah. Come on.
Look, money is a good tool, right, for your life, for sure. But I think you have to use, my opinion, you have to use it wisely, especially when you get a certain level of income, right? Wisely, not just to spend on something that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
My opinion, right? Everybody's different. But for some people, I guess it's both money and fame. For someone, money or fame. For me, money is, I just want to say, it's a great tool. And the fame as well. We're doing podcasts. Someone is going to see me in a podcast and saying, "Oh, okay, he's doing it. What is it? It's fame." But for me, there is no fame. I'm just doing it for my business, right?
Of course. Yeah.
That's different.
But fame will bring you more business.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. But it's just the way I'm looking at it,
of
right?
Course. Yeah. You don't want to be a rock star, you're saying?
Yeah. Look at my social media 7 years ago. My first post, I used to post once in 2-3 years. I started posting. Why? Personal brand, only for business. Not because I'm enjoying it 100%, to spend so much time on social media, just because I need it for my business, for my personal brand. This is part of the business.
Well, I got one more for you because you said you're a father, newly father, just one.
Yeah, it's 20 months. Yeah, almost.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How has being a father changed the way that you look at business and even life?
First of all, do you guys have kids?
No. That's why we're asking.
Enjoy your time. Because once you have a kid, you realize how much more time you had prior to that point.
Yes.
But kids, it's a blessing. I can tell you for sure. Once you're ready for it, right? I was ready, and this is something I'm so grateful. And you have much less time. You look at the things little bit a different angle. Sometimes you ask yourself like, do I need to do that? Do I want to? Why I'm doing it, right? Before, when I was just without kids, right? I'm like, someone called me, hey, let's meet. I'm like, yeah, when?
Yeah, true.
I'm on my way, you know?
Yeah.
Now I'm looking, okay, why? I'm gonna have a talk with myself. Why am I gonna meet with that person, for example, just for fun, like this and that? Even before, of course, I always analyze. I didn't meet with everyone who wants to meet, for example, not because I'm cool or something. It's just because you have your own life. This is 24 hours in your day. You meet with someone to talk about some, I don't know, stupid shit, for example, waste your time, or something productive, something that you can learn, right? As today we learned from each other, right? Or you just kind of, you always think, right? And with the kids, you level up and you're thinking even more, okay, what is that for? And the kids, it's
So you're kind of valuing your time more.
yeah, of
right?
course.
And probably definitely some extra motivation.
Yeah.
If you're going to go sell, let's say, a $50 million property, now with a kid, you're like, I got to get this done for sure now.
You know, I can tell you this. I don't know. Of course, you have some motivation. It helps. But personally, for me, I was the kind of guy, I used to wake up at 6 a.m. for like 10 years. Yeah. At sunrise, I used to wake up prior to sunrise, sometimes 5:30, 6 a.m. I remember I was living in Miami Beach, going at, I think it was around 5 a.m. for a run on the beach, on the sand. And there's a couple going from the beach. I guess they spent a couple of hours there. And I'm in my AirPods, not AirPods, some headphones back then, switching songs. And I hear the guy talking to his girl. And he's like, do you see the guy? Is he going for a run? And she's like not paying attention. And he's again, is he going for a run? He's like, he couldn't.
He couldn't believe
like it was a Saturday morning or Sunday morning after like a night out. And for me, it was casual, like morning, because I was on my grind every day I call it on my schedule, you know, and 5 days a week, I was always working. If you call me on Tuesday and say, hey, let's go out, don't bother yourself here. Don't waste your time to ask me to go out. If you buyer, if you're looking, if you want to talk business, different story. We will go because it's a business, right?
Of course.
But so that's who I am was all the time.
You're already determined. You're already
exactly.
motivated.
Now I even less determined.
Yeah.
No, I'm not less determined. I just spend more time with the daughter.
True.
Because I'm looking at things and I'm thinking to myself, look, time is going to pass by. I don't want to be a guy to look back and to say, look, I wish I spent more time with my daughter. Yeah. Now I'm trying to escape. Last year, we spent a couple of months in California. Because as an entrepreneur, when you in your environment,
no, you can't.
You always find something to do. You know, you like, okay, I'll meet with this person. Or maybe I need to do this, check emails, whatever. You find something to do, even if you try not to. But when you go somewhere, like for example, we want to go to Boston for 5 days. Just when you go somewhere, little by little,
you disconnect. You disconnect, and people don't have that same access to you as if you were just here. You know.
Yeah. Well, listen, we have a famous question we always ask, but before we ask the question, we want you to manifest something for the camera and for yourself, okay? So something that you want to do, whether it's personally, whether it's for the business, something that you want to come true in the next, let's say 5 to 10 years, and maybe we can clip this back when it happens, and you can say, okay, I manifested that.
Do I have to say it, or is just...
You gotta say it, come on.
Okay, I will manifest. Let me think. First of all, I'd like to stay in touch with you guys and to see you in 5 years.
Of course.
And to see your happy, smiley faces, right? The way I see. To make sure that, you will grow, right? Not just financially, but mentally as well.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
This is one thing, because I really enjoy what I see as of now. Second, I would say for myself, I'd like to manifest to be a good person, right? To be happy with myself, to see myself as myself. I'm not, when I say myself, it's not just, it's not just me, right? It's an environment around me as well. My family, my wife, daughter, my family, my father, mother, like large family, my team and people around me, like everyone, to be healthy, right? To be on the right, on the right path, right? Because a lot of distractions in life, right? A lot of life is not just about, good times. Sometimes there's bad times, but to be happy with ourselves. That's what I'd like to see. But there is a lot of, I just said, in a kind of
course.
broad,
Yes.
but there's a lot of things involved in it, guys.
Of course. Okay. Well, hey, we can clip that back in 5 years and hopefully you're smiling the same way
Yeah,
and you can look back on it and it happened. But before we end the show, of course, Dennis, we are the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness.
Tequila, no?
Oh, we're going to get there. So I want to know if, Dennis, if you believe money buys happiness.
I would say for sure, it buys happiness. It buys, how to say that? For sure, if, I'll try to explain. I meet a lot of people with the money, right? And it's not just, okay, if you have money, you're going to be happy automatically, right? Because our brain, our mind is very interested thing, right? And sometimes it can put you in a very dark environment, in a place. And unless you not just happy with the money, you do something else with your soul, right? With your body, with your relationship, with the world, then yes. But sometimes people just, I see they're not happy with the money. Unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's happening only with the people who's with the money. There is a lot of people without money, the same thing.
Of course.
But with the money, you can be happy. You can have more freedom, right? You can also my pretty much goal, right? Not the goal. One of the things why I'm trying to be successful, it's trying to be successful. Interesting. Trying to make money. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Is to create a better environment around my relatives, my family, right? That I can call my mom and say, talk to her, and she's like, hey, I miss you. Yeah, man, let's come next week.
Yeah.
From Russia here for winter.
Yes.
This is something that you can buy. You can buy emotions, and for people around you. And I think it's just my personal thing, right? We're all different. When I personally do something for someone else around me, I do back for myself.
Of course, yeah.
That's
When you give, you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, guys, if you need real estate in Miami, or if you're a crypto whale, all right, hit up Dennis. He's going to take care of you, all right? Thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
Thank you,
coming
guys.
It was a
on.
pleasure. It was a
Appreciate
pleasure.
you. We'll see you soon anyways. We got some business to talk about anyways, all right?
Sounds good.
Guys, if you made it this far, appreciate you. We love you. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. All of Dennis's socials, everything will be in the description. So check them out there. And with that being said, Jay?
Wait a minute. Guys.
No, we're not.
Merch.
Let's go.
No, you're going to buy it all.
Otherwise, I'll buy it, guys. You still have a chance.
He's not wrong. Smart guy. Listen to him. Jay?